Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Advancement Center and to the world of magic and miracles and to the day of music. Greetings. So the invitation that went out for today's broadcast popped up in my mind. I'm assuming everyone watching live or perhaps watching this recorded later has seen it. It was just such a playful image and conveyed so much of what came to me for moving forward. Because there's the mischief, especially of a squirrel. For me, the mischief pops out. They always make me laugh. But this was an especially sweet moment that someone amazingly caught on camera of this little animal seeing what appeared to be, he was seeing his reflection, his own reflection in the water below him, and he was reaching out to touch it. There's so much in that that's appropriate for today, because I got the sense of possibly a new awareness. This is just what I got, a new awareness. Something this creature could suddenly see that he couldn't see before. And that wonderful, like a child, wow, what's that experience? So I had a rather large event like that for myself this past week. Seen something I've never seen before. And it was a physical sighting on my way home, driving home from work one night. And I haven't had many experiences like this in this lifetime, but where you see something physically, an image. For me, I'm driving through an area, and it's something that your brain can't wrap itself around. So you have that moment of, and the feedback that I got was that this was something very real, even though I couldn't actually very well describe it. But what it's showing is that our ability to see is growing. So I put that message out to all, that at any moment you can have an experience like that. You can see something that your brain can't quite get around. So let yourself have that moment and let in what is being shown to you, because it's a really exciting place. It's a very amazing experience when you realize that is for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you. And there's something that it's connecting with that's far greater than anything. That you've been conscious of before. And I find myself not wanting to put too many words on it, because we each have our own extraordinarily unique experiences. We can share our experiences with each other, but everything about the experience is going to be different for every one of us. So I'll go ahead. I'll just keep it. I'll keep sharing the details of my experience. It's mine. It's uniquely mine. So as I'm driving home late at night, I'm seeing a very, very bright light coming my way. Now, where I drive, the Santa Barbara airport is nearby, so it's not unusual to have an airplane coming in and you'll see his bright light. But there were things about it that were unique. Where I was in relation to the airport, the light was much lower than I would normally experience for an airplane coming in. And as the highway turns, the light moves now to the left side of the freeway, which is typical. But then there was a moment where my awareness of the light went away, and suddenly another light showed up, very bright, immediately to my left as I'm driving down the freeway. It was so strong, I looked. I actually turned my head and looked, and I saw a structure. It was very tall. It's so hard to describe it. It had rectangles and squares. It was modular. It was a structure like a building. And if I were to just guess, I would say maybe, I don't know, eight stories high. I don't really know. But what caught my attention was the light. It was so bright. It was coming at me. So it made what I was looking at a little bit challenging to see. Plus, I'm driving on the freeway at speed, and I didn't want to keep my eye off the road for too long. And of course, every day I drive by the same route, and there's always a piece of me that has to look over to where I remember, where was I? But I realized that that's my doubt, because it wasn't a physical structure that's there every day. It was something that was brought just for me. And that I brought, because this is part of who we are, our expanded being. Our larger being has so much going on. It's so interesting to try to put words to this. In short, I will say it's just a small example of the richness that exists in our experience. It is so rich. There's so much. It's beyond comprehension of the mind, which is why, especially here on these broadcasts, to be able to go beyond the mind, to be able to connect with something so much greater. And it's always kind of a challenge. It's always, it gets easier. There's times when it can be a little bit more challenging than others. But to let this connection that you have with your larger self come through the physical body and be expressed in a way that you can maybe touch on certain aspects. But the bigger thing is the transmission. It comes in beyond the words, and yet the words serve a very important function. But with so many years on the planet, where your words are everything, that's our training, that letting go of the focus on the words, softening the focus, letting information come through. It comes in as an input, a term that Robert has used, which I love. And then it's almost like a translation as you bring the information that's coming in out of your mouth, out of this physical body. So it's a very unique experience. And the more you can settle in and relax in that connection, the more brilliant it becomes. Because there's this softness and this gentleness. And it's almost as if the sensation, you have sensations, physical sensations in your body, almost as if a river or a stream is flowing through it. It's really quite lovely. And a little bit exotic as you let the flow happen. I can't explain to you why it's I want to say easier. Because here at the Advancement Center, we are given a permission to experiment, to play. In these dimensions, in these worlds that we've really never felt it was okay to play in. But here it's okay. And beyond that, there is such tremendous support. And I would love to continue broadcasting apart from being here at a certain time in front of a camera. But every moment of every day, because it is absolutely magical. And I know this happens. I know I have these experiences. I'm not terribly aware of it with my mind, my brain. But it's that when you get into that place of just pure comfort, pure love, joy, it can be triggered by something that's exciting. It can be triggered by a baby. It can be triggered by an animal or nature, or simply an interaction with someone that you're meeting for the first time or that you're re-meeting. So it actually happens to us quite a bit. And I just want to continue to encourage all of you, and I'm speaking to myself as well, to let yourself have this experience, to relax into it, to know the permission is granted. You have it. You have full permission and full support. So no matter what I don't know if there will be a reaction. You may have a reaction from someone around you. But when we get to the point where we don't care, where what's most important to us is our infinite connection with the experience of us, each one individually has the most unique experience. Therefore, the beauty when we come together, when we interact. I love it when our fields cross like the rings of the Olympics symbol. So we can share, we can intermingle, and yet we're each still ourselves. It's a very interesting art here on planet Earth, but it's becoming easier and easier, and it's going to continue. So this is just a little perhaps extra support along the way. In encouraging all of you everywhere to be free, to be you, and enjoy life. Enjoy every moment, no matter what. In the enjoyment, you rise above all circumstances. There may be dips now and then, but the dips get smaller, shallower. They don't last as long, nearly as long. And before you know it, we won't even be having these conversations anymore because it will just be our life. So here's to your brilliant future, our brilliant future, as all of us participate, play together with no need for pulling on anyone or demanding anything of anyone, just as we're all playing together. So the energy is spinning. I feel as if I am just rising up through beyond everything I know. The view is beautiful. The feeling of freedom and expansion is amazing. May all of you have this, an experience that feels phenomenal, that you can just relax into as if you're floating in the clouds. I will leave you with this. Have the most beautiful, glorious day, week, life. because it will not end. And once again, I'd love to wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and a gloriously magic future. Thank you.